Buckle up, everybody, because today we are taking a deep dive into a future filled with driverless cars.
Ooh, driverless cars. That's a good one.
You know what? And specifically, we're going to tackle this question. How in the world are we going to talk to cars that don't have a human at the wheel?
Right, because like right now we rely on, a wave or a honk or eye contact.
Exactly. And this source material just dropped some serious knowledge bombs about this.
So you're telling me we need to learn a whole new language to chat with our cars?
That's kind of what it sounds like. And it's
Huh.
not just about, understanding the car.
Right, it's about pedestrians, cyclists, everybody on the road.
You got it. So are you ready to dive deep into this whole driverless car communication thing?
I'm totally ready. Let's hit the road.
Right. So the source is pointing out this big thing we do now without even realizing it.
What's that?
Nonverbal cues, like when you're at a four-way stop,
Yeah.
you make eye contact with the other driver to figure out who goes first.
Oh, totally. Or like merging onto the highway, that quick nod.
Yep.
That says, go ahead. I gotcha. That's huge.
It's like a secret language we all just know.
It really is. And it keeps things moving smoothly.
Right. But when it's a car making the decisions, not a human driver,
Hmm.
how do we know what the car is thinking or about to do?
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting.
So are we talking like robot eyes on the cars or something?
Not quite, although that would be kind of cool.
True, true.
The source is talking more about things like external displays right on the vehicles.
Okay.
Maybe even lights and sounds to signal what they're doing.
Okay, I can see that. Like instead of a hand wave, maybe the car projects a little walking figure on the road.
Or, maybe a certain sound means it's braking.
Yeah, like a friendly little beep, beep, beep to let you know it's slowing down.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing that pops into my mind.
Hit me.
Wouldn't that be less flexible than our human gestures? Like, what if something happens that's not covered by the pre-programmed signals? Oh, that's a really good point. It's like, what if you're trying to tell the car, hey, buddy, I dropped my phone back there. Can you hold on a sec?
Exactly.
And the car's like, beep, boop. I do not compute.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're totally right.
I mean, this isn't just about swapping out signals. We're
Mhm.
talking about creating a whole new language for humans and machines to talk on the road.
A whole new language.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's mind-blowing.
Think about it. We've done this before with new technologies.
Like when?
Like way back when sailors used semaphore flags before radios were a thing.
Oh, right. You know what that reminds me of? When I first got a smartphone, I kept trying to swipe my old flip phone. It took me forever to get used to tapping and scrolling.
I bet there will be a lot of those moments as we all learn to speak driverless car.
Yeah, and not just us drivers, right?
Oh, you're so right. Pedestrians, cyclists, everyone's going to need to learn the new lingo.
Imagine trying to cross the street and not understanding what the lights on the car mean.
Yikes, talk about a communication breakdown.
So we've got to figure out this whole language of driverless cars. But
Yeah.
what about the tech behind it? Like, are we talking giant LED screens or what?
Well, the specifics are still being worked out, but think high-resolution LED panels.
Okay.
Maybe showing symbols, text,
Hmm.
even simple animations.
Hmm.
Or lights projected right onto the road to show where the car's going.
Interesting.
Don't forget about sound. Different tones could mean different things.
Like a warning sound or passing on your left sound.
You got it.
But, thinking about this whole shift in how we communicate on the road,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me wonder what this could mean for society.
In what way?
Could we end up feeling even more disconnected,
Yeah,
in a world dominated by machines?
that's a valid concern.
Because we already see that happening with technology.
Yeah, with online communication.
Exactly. People are constantly connected, but also more isolated.
It's like a paradox of the digital age.
So how do we avoid that with driverless cars?
Maybe we need to design them to mimic some of those human cues we talked about earlier.
Like-
Imagine a virtual nod projected onto the windshield,
Oh, that's cool.
or a specific sound that conveys a sense of, I see you.
I like that. So we're not just talking about communicating information.
Right.
We're talking about communicating emotion, too.
Exactly. That sense of understanding, cooperation, even empathy.
It's almost like giving these cars a little bit of personality.
Yeah, a way for them to connect with us on a human level.
Wow, this is getting really deep.
It is. And it brings up a big question. If driverless cars could express emotions, what would be the most important ones to convey?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
How would a car signal caution or patience or a willingness to yield?
Now that is something to think about.
It is, isn't it? We've covered a lot today, from the technical stuff to
Mm.
the social and even emotional side of this driverless car future.
And it's clear we're on the brink of a massive change.
Absolutely. As we move towards this future, we have to think about the technical challenges,
Of course.
but also the human ones,
You're so right. How can we make sure this technology brings us closer together?
and doesn't push us further apart.
That's the real question, folks, and one we all need to ponder as we enter this brave new world of driverless cars.
So buckle up, stay engaged, and let's drive this conversation forward together.
That's it for our deep dive today, folks, but the conversation doesn't have to end here.
Keep thinking, keep exploring, and let's shape this driverless future together.
Safe travels, everyone.
And happy driving.